Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL headlines lately, you know that the New York Giants are entering a critical phase of their rebuild. After a challenging 2023 season, which saw them finish with a record that left fans disappointed, but also hopeful for a brighter future, the team is making some interesting moves in the offseason. And one name keeps popping up: Odell Beckham Jr., a player whose story with the Giants is one of the most electrifying chapters in franchise history. It's been a few years since Beckham last wore the Giants uniform, but his name has been making waves again, stirring up conversations among fans, analysts, and insiders alike. You see, Beckham, now 32 years old and a free agent, has been linked to a potential reunion with the Giants, and it's not just idle speculation. It's being fueled by recent comments, social media hints, and the general pulse of the NFL offseason. Just recently, at a Fanatics Fest event in New York City, a big gathering where fans get to interact with players and personalities, someone called out to Beckham, urging him to return to the team that drafted him. And you won't believe what he said in response. With a big grin, Beckham looked around, saw the crowd, and simply said, "I got you." That's right, those two words sent shockwaves through the Giants fanbase. Because, let's be honest, who wouldn't get excited about the possibility of OBJ returning to the Giants? It's not just about nostalgia, though that's a big part of it. It's about what he could bring to the team now, in this stage of his career. But before we dive deeper into what this could mean, let's take a step back and look at the context of the current Giants roster and their direction. The Giants are clearly in a rebuild mode. They finished last season with a record that left many fans scratching their heads, some even calling it a disappointment considering the talent on the roster and the expectations after a promising 2022 campaign. Yet amid that, there's a lot of hope. The team has invested in young talent, focusing on developing their core. Jackson Dart, a promising quarterback with a lot of potential, is being groomed as the future leader of the offense. The front office has also brought in veterans like Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, but it's clear that the focus is on building from within, fostering young receivers like Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Jalen Hyatt. Despite all these moves, the idea of adding Beckham to this mix isn't just about nostalgia or filling a veteran role. It's about leadership, experience, and that spark that can ignite a team in crucial moments. Beckham has been known for his game-changing plays, his incredible catch radius, and his ability to elevate an offense when it truly matters. And let's face it, the Giants could use a bit of that spark. But more than that, Beckham's desire to return to New York isn't just about sentimentality, it's about redemption and making a statement. Since leaving the Giants, Beckham's NFL journey has been a roller coaster. He won a Super Bowl with the Los Angeles Rams in 2021, a career highlight for any player, but his path since then has been marked by injuries and team changes. He had a brief stint in Baltimore, and last season, with the Miami Dolphins, he caught just 9 passes before being released. And physically, Beckham isn't the explosive player he once was, especially after 2 major knee surgeries that have limited his explosiveness and overall impact. But don't dismiss him just yet. Even in a reduced role, think red zone packages, third down situations, or as a veteran presence in the locker room, Beckham can still bring value. His experience, leadership, and playoff know-how are assets that no young player can replace overnight. And that's exactly what the Giants need right now. A veteran who can help guide the younger receivers, bring some swagger to the offense, and provide that extra boost in clutch moments. The question, though, is whether the front office, led by General Manager Joe Scone and head coach Brian Daboll, see Beckham as a piece that can fit into their plans. So far, publicly, the Giants have focused on youth and development, and there hasn't been an official indication that they're actively pursuing Beckham. But we all know how fluid NFL offseason moves can be. If Beckham is willing to take a team-friendly, incentive-laden deal, could it be enough to sway the decision-makers? And let's not forget, MetLife Stadium would absolutely erupt if Beckham returned, even in a limited role. His connection with the Giants fanbase is still very strong, and his story with the franchise is one of the most dynamic in recent NFL history. That moment in 2014, when he made that incredible one-handed catch against the Dallas Cowboys, is still etched in the minds of fans. His electrifying plays, his passion, and that fiery personality, all of that is part of the Giants' lore. Now, it's worth mentioning that Beckham's journey since leaving New York has been a mixed bag. Injuries have slowed him down, and he's had to adapt to different teams and systems. But despite that, he remains a player with a lot of potential, especially in specific roles. The NFL has evolved, and so has Beckham. Today, he's more of a savvy veteran, a player who understands how to use his craft and experience to contribute efficiently. That's why a team like the Giants, looking to find their identity and build momentum, could see his return as a strategic move, not just a sentimental one. It's also worth noting that the Giants' offense last season struggled with consistency, and adding a player with Beckham's playoff experience and leadership qualities could be just what the doctor ordered. Of course, the big question remains, will the Giants actually make a move? The front office has shown that they prefer to build through draft picks and young talent, but NFL history is full of stories where veterans took team-friendly deals to chase a ring or to contribute to a team's success. Beckham, knowing the importance of a good fit and a supportive environment, might be open to that kind of arrangement, especially if it means finishing his career where it all began. The possibility of Beckham returning to the Giants isn't just about the player and the team, it's about the fans. The energy, the passion, the memories, all of that would come rushing back if Beckham steps onto the field at MetLife in that familiar blue and white. It would be a full-circle moment, a narrative that writes itself into Giants history. And let's not underestimate the impact of such a move on the team's psyche and culture. Having a player like Beckham, even in a limited role, can elevate the entire roster, inspire the young receivers, and inject some much-needed swagger into the offense. Plus, it's a story that could energize the fanbase, boost merchandise sales, and create a sense of optimism heading into the new season. The Giants are in that delicate phase of transition, trying to balance development with winning now, and Beckham's potential return could tip the scales. Now, I want to bring up a bit of history here because the Giants have always been a franchise of resilience and big moments. Think about the Super Bowls they've won, the iconic players, and the legendary comebacks. Beckham himself has been part of some of those moments, and his connection to the city and the team runs deep. It's not just about what he can do on the field now, it's about what he represents, a symbol of that gritty, never-give-up attitude that the Giants embody. If there's one thing we know about NFL teams, it's that leadership and presence matter, especially in a locker room trying to forge its identity. Looking ahead, the 2024 season is shaping up to be a pivotal one for the Giants. With new coaching staff, a focus on developing young talent, and a desire to stay competitive in a tough NFC East, adding a veteran presence like Beckham could be the missing piece that makes a difference. And in a league where chemistry, leadership, and mental toughness are often as important as X's and O's, Beckham's experience and fiery personality could be exactly what the Giants need to take that next step. So, as we keep an eye on the offseason news, keep in mind that everything is still very fluid. The Giants may not have made a formal offer yet, but the door is clearly ajar. The possibility of OBJ returning to the Giants isn't just a rumor anymore. It's a storyline that could develop in the coming weeks. And if it does, you can be sure that the entire fanbase will be on the edge of their seats, eagerly awaiting that moment when Beckham steps back onto the field in the familiar Giants blue, ready to write a new chapter in his story. A story that could, once again, be intertwined with the rise of the New York Giants. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe Odell Beckham Jr. will make his return to the Giants? Do you think it's just a matter of time, or are there hurdles that still need to be overcome? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the franchise. Do you see Beckham as a key piece in the upcoming season, Or do you think the team should focus solely on developing their young core? No matter what, this is a story that's far from over, and I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and analysis about the Giants and everything happening in the NFL. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, let's keep that Giants spirit alive.